fourth episode of The 10th Planet was sadly wiped from the archive. It was William Hartnell's final regular appearance in the title role. Today, we will compare the surviving footage and telesnaps of the original production and the 2013 animation of this episode. The opening moments were painstakingly recreated to match the surviving footage. This surviving footage comes from the previous episode's cliffhanger. Like most Doctor Who animations, budgetary and time restrictions makes it difficult for a team to accurately represent every single telesnap, but it is clear that the team tried to match as many as possible. 8mm segments of this episode also exist, recorded by an unknown Australian fan. There are quite a few surviving segments from these recordings, but they don't last very long. This silent surviving footage was recorded using a hand-cranked 8mm home camera. When you hand-crank a camera, the speed at which you turn the crank sets the speed of the frame rate. Keeping a constant base frame rate is tough, due to cranking constantly at the same speed is almost impossible. Graham Strong recorded the audio on broadcast, and trying to match this audio to the 8mm silent footage is tough, because the footage is at a different speed to the audio. For this presentation, I have stitched the audio to match the 8mm footage.
Therefore, I suggest your planet is finished. It will disintegrate.
Most of the animation matches the telesnaps, and when they don't, they seem to only be minor changes. You may notice certain shots of William Hartnell being reused. Recycling animation is absolutely vital in projects with a lower budget. Hanna-Barbera, the animation company behind the Flintstones and Scooby-Doo, are known for this technique, which is why they dominated the airwaves with their Saturday morning cartoons for many years. Some of the telesnaps featuring the Cybermen in close-up, they seem to be flipped when comparing it to the animation. This could be because the Loose Cannon team didn't use these telesnaps, and they opted to use the high-quality screenshots of the Cybermen from the surviving episodes instead. The animation team may have used the Loose Cannon reconstruction as a base also, but they did have access to the high-quality telesnaps.
Here's one of the things they use to contact you.
One of my favourite moments in the animation is the way the Cybermen seemingly melt away in their suits. It looks amazingly creepy. The cutaway to Geneva seems to have a different background to the original telesnaps. The Doctor's final moments are beautifully matched to the surviving footage, and the telesnaps also, giving the focus to Hartnell's brilliant performance.
From being all over.
The snowy landscape outside the TARDIS has a few more hills and a darker sky. The Doctor's regeneration scene exists almost in its entirety. The animation has matched it perfectly. Due to the hand-cranked nature of the 8mm footage, I have cut the animation to match the surviving footage. You're about to witness a significant video quality jump. This 16mm clip of the regeneration scene is retained in the BBC archive, thanks to a 1973 episode of Blue Peter, which showed this segment. The last video looked at the Macroterra, and it had a lot of changes in comparison to the original production. Looking at the 10th Planet animation, they seem to have stuck very closely to the original production as possible. I think the animation team, Planet 55, did an amazing job at resurrecting the 10th Planet, especially considering the budget. I think it's an important episode to animate due to it being William Hartnell's final episode. I have included some clips that I couldn't find where they matched. What episode or story would you like to see animated next? Don't forget to follow me on Twitter or subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Doctor Who content.